to the Gloria.
Precious home.
I'm right around in the front here, and I'm going to introduce to you Nabi Mistaka, who will take it from here for our opening.
The drum is the heartbeat of our Earth Mother. Let us take a few moments to feel her under our feet, holding us. This land, this place where we gather, is the unceded territory, the homelands of the people of the Nipmuc and the Abenaki people. With gratitude and respect, we honor the ancestors and the people living here now. Kwai ta ulis bonuiwi and wiwi awani. Nabi Mastaka Abenaki Nulita Hotsi Kachi Unioni Nija David Ta Nidobak. Hello and good morning. Nabi Mastaka, enrolled citizen of the Abenaki Nation. I'm happy to be here. I thank you very much for inviting me, David, and all of you friends. The rivers are the veins of Mother Earth, carrying the lifeblood of us all. The water, both living beings. We come today for the Quinitikwa, the long or Connecticut River, the water, and all the living beings who live in and beside, the one-legged ones, the plant beings, the no-legged and the some to many legged ones, the animal beings and the human beings. We come because we all are relations, family, interconnected, called to practice reciprocity, to protect these beings as we do all that we love, and to speak for those who have not been heard. As you go, so many thanks. You are beautiful allies. You are Quinitiqua's family. Ulinana Wamatsikwa. Take good care of yourselves. Uli Pumkani. Safe travels.
So we're embarking on a wonderful journey today, and let's kick it off with our own Annie Hassett. Also joined by myself, Court Dorsey. I'll be your MC, and Ben Grosscup is People's Music Network maestro and magnificent singer from Greenfield. So, Annie?
I believe we left out that you're, what is it, for the People's Music Network, you're...
Executive director.
The executive. Hey, so Miigwech, I got a little, this is too much right here? Okay. Hope you can appreciate the vision that I had there. So much love, so much love. Don't worry, you can join me. About a thing. Every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. About a thing. About a thing. Every little thing gonna be alright. Woke up this morning. Smile with the rising sun. Three little birds Many blessings. Thank you.
So everything will be all right, but we got a few things to do to get there. So now we have 3 different organizations that are working together today to bring this to you under the leadership of the Solar Rollers. We have the Connecticut River Defenders. We have No Assault and Batteries in Wendell. And we have Smart Solar Shutesbury, all working together to try to keep industrial solar and its companions and storage systems out of our safe environment. So now imagine a small town of 900 people, a town that's been curating a greenway for over a century, part of a wildlife corridor that stretches from the Connecticut border in the south all the way to the New Hampshire border in the north. Now, let's clear cut 11 acres of forest, pave over 2.5 of them, plop down, get this, 780 lithium-ion batteries, each one 11 feet by 8 feet by 5 feet. Each one the size of an industrial shipping pod, each with its own air conditioning unit running around the clock, surrounded by a 25-foot plastic wall because it makes so much noise it terrifies wildlife. Oh, and with bright lights to drown out the night sky. Now let's say that little town of 900 people is Wendell, Massachusetts. And the Greenway runs right through the Wendell State Forest, the jewel of Franklin County. And let's say there's an undisturbed wetland there with an aquifer under it that is one of the most promising in the town that could produce clean water for ages. Now you tell me, is that undisturbed wildlife corridor curated for over a century a good place to put that lithium-ion battery that could produce fires that cannot be put out unless all 2.5 acres are buried under 3.5 feet of concrete, or it'll burn down the whole forest, in a town with a tiny fire department? Is that a good place to put 780 lithium-ion batteries? No! So we have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. Yes, promote the use of solar and protect our trees that sequester carbon. We can't clear-cut forests for industrial solar or to accommodate lithium batteries that can burn down our precious trees. We're all thinking about climate resilience and transitioning to solar. And we need to protect democracy, local home rule, because we know what kinds of energy facilities, sited where, are best in our communities. That's right. Massachusetts state leaders, work with us so we can all figure out how to do this right. We in Wendell are at a critical juncture in this balancing act. It's a potential sacrifice zone in the forever growth economy with its obsession for corporate profits. So if the state can override Shutesbury and Wendell zoning bylaws to accommodate the corporate appetites for profits, then what other community is safe? And say goodbye to that curated forest greenway, that jewel of Franklin County. But if we stand together as a region, as we did to stop the building of the Nukplek on the Montague Plains, as we did to close down Roe Yankee and Vermont Yankee, and as we did to prevent the Kinder Morgan fracked gas pipeline then we become unstoppable. So let's do it. Let's shut down the Northfield Mountain River sucker. No assault and batteries in Wendell. No clear cutting the Shutesbury Forest. Together we can find a way to walk and chew gum at the same time, resist climate change, and protect our biodiversity. Woo! And out in the woods are the green, green trees, and out in the woods are the green, green trees, and a home for bees. I hear them all singing happily. There is no battery, no assault and batteries. So say the green, green trees. No assault and batteries. Your climate is safe with me. Under the woods flows a sweet, clean stream, an aquifer with a cool, wet dream to share its waters with you and me. There is no battery, no assault and batteries. So says the sweet, clean stream. No assault and batteries. Your climate is safe with me. Beside the woods live a people proud. You and me, and we're needed now. It's up to us, and we won't stand down. There'll be no battery. Come on now. No assault and batteries. So say the people proud. No assault and batteries. Let's stand together now. No assault and batteries. Come on and say it loud. Let me hear you. No assault and batteries. Let's stand together now. Please keep me safe and clean. Your climate is safe with me. So say the green, green tree.
An original by Cord Dorsey. Come on, give it up for him. Thank you.
So Elizabeth, good morning. Elizabeth is not only going to be writing today, if I'm correct, but she is also
Forest Allies for Responsible Solar.
Forest Allies for Responsible Solar. Elizabeth, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is live?
Yeah.
Thank you, Court.
You're very
Good morning.
welcome. And she is Elizabeth Fernandez O'Brien. Please welcome her, also from Smart Solar Shutesbury.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody. Shutesbury. Shutesbury is higher than Mount Tom. Now think about that. Our heavily forested, beautiful area on the west side of the mountain is proposed by Pure Sky. Isn't that a riot? A multinational corporation whose name is Pure Sky. In conjunction with the biggest landowner, my former student, Cinda Jones, Coles, and they want to plant 5 industrial solar sites. They want to cut down our beautiful trees. If they do that, the erosion and the runoff will land in the Amherst aquifer and their reservoir. And there goes all the water for UMass. There goes all the water for 1/3, and some people say 50%, of all of the water in the town of Amherst. There is no boundary line between Amherst and Pelham and Shutesbury and Wendell. Let us take the role of the indigenous people here and look at it as one large geographical area that we care about. So I'm just going to give you a couple of other things. But before I do, I want to acknowledge the spiritual level that lives in all of our forests. Ogunde de arere, ireg bogbo oguna, oguna pere. Ogun is the spirit of the forest. And there are many thousands of people who believe in these spirits who help our water, our oceans, our forests. And I'm going to just say that construction of solar panels will likely significantly threaten the drinking water. All of those pollutants that will rise up during construction work, paints, glues, diesel oils, toxic chemicals, and cement. The plants are not going to be there to filter it out. Our beautiful communication system from one tree, mother tree, to all the trees around it. All of these are essential to our lives. On the other side of the mountain from us is beautifully preserved forest. Why? Because the Quabbin Reservoir gives water to many, many, many central and eastern Massachusetts people. Not only should we benefit from that and our towns around us, and our Senator Joe Comerford, our Representative Aaron Saunders, they're really helping us. And so when you get to Northfield and you see our poster, look at our QR code for Smart Solar Shutesbury, look at the legislative work that is being done by these two people and their compatriots. We are working together, and I'm so impressed with all your data there. Thank you. So clear-cutting forests has a devastating effect on our local water processes. When you get there, you will see a whiteboard, and it has handouts for how the water system works. It's called a zine. It's a little tiny fold-out, right, Joni? And we take it and teach people about how the water system works. So if you don't know, you can inform yourself. Clear-cutting increases carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. What do we need? Forest carbon sequestration. Honor the trees. Clear cutting, clear cutting devastates important ecosystems, and it's beyond time for us to stop thinking of forests as a commodity or as a hindrance to progress. So what we did was we put a citizens, and this is the Forest Allies for Responsible Solar. We put up a citizens petition. We have an energy climate, hello. Yeah, good sign. We have an Energy Climate Action Commission in our town of Shutesbury. We're working together. We're trying to move the needle toward disturbed lands. Statewide, people are doing this, and today we are in concert with the people in southeastern Massachusetts and the people in Northampton who are holding rallies, who understand not only their local issues, but our issues as a whole group of people together working. But it costs. Money is the basic thing. If we want it on our highways, if we want it on our rooftops, if we want it in our parking lots, we need to move the legislation. So be there by June 20th or testify on June 20th so that you can have your voice heard and spread the word. We need alternatives. We are looking because we are being the model for the state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth. We are being sued. Our little teeny town of Shutesbury is being sued. And so we suggest enacting a moratorium on industrial solar in Shutesbury. And faced with the onslaught of other towns that have passed moratoriums, we intend to make sure that we have a moratorium in Shutesbury. 2 Massachusetts bills, make sure you check those out. They're really important for us to act. Not only are we acting today to ride our bikes and walk over there, but we are also needing to be activists legislatively. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on the road.
My pleasure to introduce you to a person that I've just met this morning, Henna Zara, an activist and musician, singer-songwriter from Shelburne Falls. Please welcome Henna Zara.
Thank you. Ancient sanctuary, centennial trees, a carpet of moss for to lay me down. Song of the birds and the buzz and the bees, an old lazy river to drift around. Give us back the garden, turn off your engines and put down your guns. Golly, what a racket, while the world sings her beautiful song. Into the streets we went, and everyone we met, oh, we all felt a new day dawning on our precious home. Now barbed wire fences and unscalable walls, cacophonous drones in a blue sky. This was a paradise, this was my home. The chill of the morning, the sunrise. Would you give us back the garden, turn off your engines and put down your guns? Golly, what a racket, while the world sings her beautiful song. Into the streets we went, and everyone we met, oh, we all felt a new day dawning on our precious home. Now clear-cutting forests is a grand enterprise, but the ancients all shake their heads, oh no. What's so good for business is no good for life. Ain't it time we live and let grow? Would you give us back the garden, turn off your engines and put down your guns? 'Cause golly, what a racket, while this world sings her beautiful song. Into the streets we went, and everyone we met, oh, we all felt a new day dawning. Yeah, we all felt a new day dawning. Oh, we all felt a new day dawning on our precious home.
My pleasure to introduce to you Dodie. Let me get it. Melnikoff. She is representing our host organization today, the Connecticut River Defenders.
Hi everybody. Yeah, it's beautiful to look out around and see. I've only lived here in Western Mass for 5 years, but to see this fabric of friends and family and people come out today, and for all the hard work that everybody put into this, as well as those of you who have just arrived today to join us. So thank you. It's great to see everybody. I am representing the Connecticut River Defenders. We're a group that arose, I guess maybe about 2 years ago, when we learned and were alarmed and gravely concerned about what was happening to the Connecticut River. So it's a growing concern for a life and a future on this planet, and an intimate, intangible, ubiquitous love and gratitude of this life, this life-sustaining planet that brings us out here today, early on Saturday, a little chilly, to gather here and ride off, not into the sunset, but for a hope we have for tomorrow. I see it every day in the children's eyes, and I see it today in yours. Each of us respond differently to the threat of this and destruction of our planet. We are scientists, artists, poets, elders, and youth who care deeply about saving our river and planet from corruption. Today, we join in revival with the Solar Rollers. Woo! Woo, 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 woo! To shut it down. To shut down the hugest, fish-guzzling, gas-fired, antiquated, man-made atrocity right here on our Connecticut River, the Northfield Mountain Pumped Storage Facility. We loudly say it's time to stop. We need global and multi-international corporations like the owners of First Light, public sector pensions, an arm of the Canadian government, to hear, we don't want your false solutions that do nothing but line your pockets and destroy the planet. Shut it down! We need our politicians, as we've heard others speak, local, state, and federal, to hear us. We all need to do the hard and needed work of protecting our water, protecting our air, protecting our land from the dreams of billionaires and trillionaires. We instead need to work locally to nourish a viable living future. And how we've missed what is so evident before us, the need for conservation. There are already ideas brewing about how we can work in a coordinated, effective effort. These are the ideas that we need to bring forward, not sustaining an unsustainable idea that we can just go on and on and on with business as usual. So I'm so happy to be here. I would love to be riding today, but instead I'll be joining everybody as a medic. So I do have Band-Aids. But I think we need more than a Band-Aid now for our planet. So we ride together, and we're going to have a great day. So good to see everybody.
Thank you, Jody. So what's going to happen? One more song here with Ben Groska. And then I'm going to call Terry Plotkin up, whose fantasy this was. But it's not just a fantasy, obviously, because it's happening. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to do when he's done talking is we're going to have one song up here while everybody goes off at the top of that hill and watches the riders take off and go under the bridge down there. So we'll be singing up here, and you can go off and watch.
I just want to say a quick little thing, too, is that we're standing on the shoulders of a lot of other people who stood before us. I'm thinking about Beth Adams this morning. A lot of people knew her. She was quite a person. And the trees are two-legged. One mother tree sequesters like 50 tons of carbon. I just wanted to say that. So,
thank you all for being here. And this song is called No More Sacrifice Zones. A few of you have sung it with me before. And actually, I want to encourage everybody to take about 2 or 3 steps forward, because this is a chance to sing together, and Court and Annie are going to help me as well. concept of a sacrifice zone, it was mentioned earlier in the rally, actually, because so many of the issues that we're connecting at this action today are about the ways in which this economic system, capitalism, sacrifices certain places in order to produce profit for the few. And if you look around the country, as Chris Hedges did in his book, Days of Destruction, Days of Revolt, published in 2012, there are sacrifice zones all over the place, particularly communities of color that have been specifically targeted to make those lands and the people exploited. And in many ways forgotten about, because it's not just like exploitation, it's worse than exploitation, because you actually take the life out of a place and then it's sacrificed to this logic of capitalism. So no more sacrifice zones, my friends. Not anywhere, not here in Western Massachusetts, not anywhere. And the last thing I'll say is that, you know, the idea of a sacrifice zone is we're really rendering, the system is rendering the people and the land superfluous to the way the system works. And what's the worst way in which the system does that? It's through war. It's through the mobilization of the military to destroy entire countries, entire nations. And we see that happening as well today. Thank you. The army closed you in as they drove you from the plains. They're turning your city to a sacrifice zone. The company took the uranium, just the fallout remains. They're turning your city to a sacrifice zone, where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. Sing that with us. We will make it known. We will make it known. Pine Ridge, you are not alone. Pine Ridge, you are not alone. Pine Ridge, you are not alone. Your homeland has been desecrated. The next could be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. Let's do that together. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. The state makes voting obsolete through emergency decrees. They're turning your city to a sacrifice zone. The cops occupy your street to bring you to your knees. They're turning your city to a sacrifice zone, where your story's been forgotten. Where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. We will make it known. Ferguson, you are not alone. Ferguson, you are not alone. Your city has been subjugated. The next could be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. The coalmen blew the mountain, killing everything nearby. They're turning your region to a sacrifice zone. The state refuses to help your people as you watch them die. They're turning your region to a sacrifice zone, where your story's been forgotten. Where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. We will make it known. Appalachia, Appalachia, you are not region has been desolated. The next could be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. The fighter jets will cut you down to push you all away. They're turning your nation to a sacrifice zone. The bombs that kill your children came from the USA. They're turning your nation to a sacrifice zone where your story's been forgotten. We will make it known. Palestine, Palestine, you are not alone. Your nation has been decimated. The next could be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. Where your story's been forgotten, we will make it known. Pine Ridge, Ferguson, Appalachia, Yemen, Immokalee, Flint, Michigan, Northern Alberta, and Camden, Standing Rock, Navajo, Palestine, and Puerto Rico. We stand with you. You are not alone. Your lands and lives were sacrificed. The next will be our own. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones. No more sacrifice zones.
No more sacrifice zones. Ben Groska.
Thank you.
All right, Terry Plotkin.
Hi, thanks for coming. This ride is about the solar rollers have a long history of riding for causes, environmental causes, often about nuclear power, and we started in 1978 with our first rides. We have some people here who rode on that ride, and some of us have done other rides over the years. We're up over 40 years now, and the purpose has always been the same. We ride bikes, we try to raise awareness, we leaflet, we talk about the issue at hand. The issue at hand today is that the relicensing up at the Connecticut River Pump Storage Station is imminent. And there's no reason in the world that plant still exists. It existed when the Vernon plant was still running, and it was using excess power to pump the water uphill, more power than it could ever generate going downhill. The Vernon plant is gone. That's a good thing. That thing should be gone now too. The point is, it's not creating any energy. It's using fossil fuels. And it's power. If you ever today came to the people anywhere, any regulatory agency, including FERC, and said, hey, we'd like to build a dam and suck the water out of the river and bring it uphill and kill every fish that tries to go upstream while we do it, even while they're spawning, even while they're carrying eggs for the next generation, they go, you're crazy. That's against the Clean Water Act. It's against, nobody would ever allow it. Yet, because it exists, they say, oh, well, it exists, we'll keep doing it. It's just wrong. We don't even get the profits. The profits go to Canada. You know what we get? A picnic area. That's where we're going later. That's what we get for it. I take the river back. You can have your picnic area. We can sit by the river and have our own picnics. Okay, thank you. I want to talk about the ride. So, first and foremost, we're going to follow the rules of the road. We're not going to go 3 deep, wide, and in the narrow sections, not even too wide. We'll go single file. Certainly when the first part of the ride's the hardest because we're going down Bank Row. And we got to take a left-hand turn. We're going to wait for our turn, the green light. We're going to work our way down across the bridge, and then we're going to have to take another left-hand turn. That's a little complicated. We're going to bunch up there and do it all at once. I assume we'll get some kind cars to stop for us. After that, we'll head up towards down over there towards the bike trail. And then we'll be on the bike trail. We'll work our way over to Unity Park. From there, I'll talk about the rest of the ride later. I don't want to get too complicated right now. Safety first, stick together. If you get lost, John Thompson's bringing up the rear. Just wait for him. He'll tell you where to go. You shouldn't get lost, but if you do, that's the easy way out. The ride's also on your phone. If you just plug in Unity Park, it will tell you where to go. Now, solar rollers have always leafleted. David Detmold, who is the hero and soul of solar rollers. It's true, don't deny it. He's going to leaflet. And if you want some leaflets to hand out on the ride to people, David's got them. That's all I got. So if you're biking, let's assemble over here, and we'll be out of here next 5 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, and the rest of us are going to come over here on top of this hill so we can send them off properly down the hill. I'm hoping to sing in a song together too, so come on over.
And then this was all ornamental grasses, all this brown stuff. And you really need a pickaxe to get it out. Yeah, we want to knock back the ornamental really, really tall.
Huh.
And so I made the mistake of putting them in my yard too. And then under the rocks, they go under this, they go in the cement. They're beautiful, but it's a surface thing. See, this is in too deep. But this
so you start with that and then.
Well, I actually loosened this all up with the shovel.
Uh-huh.
And then as you can see, I'm doing a lot of root eradication too, because that I needed to break up.
The western shore of the continent of Africa. This river is the fault line, where the great Pangean continents came together and created this amazing landscape during the Jurassic period. This river, in its ancient roots, in its ancient course, which it's very near currently, as you can see in those exposed rocks below the Great Falls, this goes back millions and millions of years. In this area, the indigenous people honored a deity called the Thunderbird. Now we can envision the Thunderbird may have had a voice that lingered here from the Great Falls when they thundered down across the rolling rocks and below. But the Thunderbird was recognized in the footprints embedded in the shale beds out here from the millions-of-year-old three-toed Thunderbird. The indigenous people were very mindful of the spiritual and tremendous energy that's contained in this body of water. In its day, this was a glacial river. It cleaned itself every year during the spring freshets. During the deep of summer, it ran in pools and ripples. Gorgeous body of water. Now, if you want to know what this river and its water looked like, you need to go north as far as you can go on the Connecticut River, and you'll find trout waters there that'll take you away into another world. The water is clean, the fish thrive, and their species, which they should be existing here, no longer exist here. The short-nosed sturgeon is endangered. I can tell you of a coalition of folks that I'm working with who are about to prove that the short-nosed sturgeon exists in these upper reaches and in the reaches above Bellows Falls and above the Vernon Dam as well. This endangered species, when we get done with our research, will help assist us in carrying the weight that's important to acknowledge what we owe to this river. This river was formed many, many times over many, many millennia time periods, and it's always decided to come back to its honored course of the Pangean fault line here. I wished I could take you on the journey, but we really have to have time for other people to speak. But I would like to say that it's important, the work we do. Now, I can tell you, I want to read you 2 license articles that are 54 years old that have not been met. The first license article is from the Turner's Falls license article number 19, which states, as FERC Standard License Article 19, in the construction, maintenance, or operation of the project, the licensee shall be responsible for and shall take reasonable measures to prevent soil erosion on lands or streams or other water stream sedimentations and any form of water or air pollution. The Commission, upon request or upon its own motion, may order the licensee to take such measures as the Commission finds to be necessary for these purposes after notice and opportunity of hearing. Now, we're at that point where we're at an opportunity of hearing. License Article number 20 for the Northfield Mountain Project. The licensee shall be responsible for and shall minimize soil erosion and siltation on lands adjacent to the stream resulting from construction or operation of the project. The Commission, upon request or upon its own motion, may order the licensee to construct and maintain such preventative works to be accomplished to this purpose and to regenerate exposed soil surfaces as the Commission may find to be necessary after notice and opportunity for a hearing. And here we are at that same place again. I wish very much that we could stay on this, be strong, think about what's important, and get this work done. We've got about 1.5 years or 2 years, but we have until May 22nd to visit. Every single one of you could weigh in on this defer before May 22nd. And as coalitions or independent organizations, you should weigh in and ask for intervenous status, because if this goes to court, and I think it will, we need to be here for each other. We need to be here for to come up with the money for the attorneys. We need to be here for spiritual support for each other. We need to be here for the river. I said to FERC in one of my last writings, FERC considers this river a public trust resource. Well, to Indigenous people, she's not a public trust resource. She's not a resource for anybody. She's a living being, and she deserves to be taken care of. Thank you for listening.